from here. So now we are talking about developer console. I want to make you mute. Okay, I kept you in mute. Okay, and so it's like online development environment ID, like it's similar to that. You have option to create classes, triggers, pages, components, and static resources directly from here. And you have option to open it. By clicking on this, you can open all these types, classes. For suppose now I want to show some demo on Ajax class. I'm opening that here. See, okay. So this is Ajax class. I open directly in this developer console. And why I'm opening this Ajax class is I'm going to show a demo about Ajax page, which is using some action script tags. Okay, like which I am implementing some asynchronous JavaScript functionality on the VF pages with action tags. That is the reason I opened this class. So that class is using this. Okay, same way I want to open a VF page also, that is called pages. If I click on pages, I can open a VF page also. So I'm double clicking on this to open that, but this is a blank page. Anyway, I already opened this page called Ajax page. It's here. Okay, so let me show you this page on the browser. Go back here, because you can't see the demo here, live demo you cannot see here, right? Because it's only the coding. You can modify the code, you can see the live demo. Again, coming to the page, I'm opening a new tab because I don't want to disturb this home tab. I am just opening a new tab to open my demo about Ajax page. Apex slash Ajax. See, this is the page. I don't need to put the extension like .vfp, but simply I have to use Ajax. Okay, all the names what you are calling after Apex slash, okay, are the page names. You cannot call class names from the URL, right? You know that. I can only call the page names. I can link the classes to the pages. Okay, so this is a Ajax class. Okay, if I open this Ajax class, see, sorry, this is Ajax page and this is linked with Ajax class. So the actual requirement is, if I am clicking on, if I am bringing my mouse on top of this, it automatically changing from ERM Cloud Technologies to good morning. Okay, and again after some interval, it again changing back to ERM Clouds. Okay, see, I'll show, because there are multiple functionalities in this. I'll explain one by one. If I clicking on change, it changes the things to all the items to good morning. Okay, if I'm clicking on unchange, it changes back. There are two functions in my Ajax class, that is this. Okay, this is a controller class. I define um, two functions and one variable. What is the variable? That is string. Okay, see, simple string. Okay, I'm using to display name. Okay, that's the string name is called name. The variable name is called name. Here I'm not using any standard controller. Okay, I'm using custom controller. That is the reason I have to create the variables in my class. See, when I open this class, if I go to the top, each and every variable which I am trying to use on my page, I have to define it first. So what is the name? Name is a string value, and as I am trying to query and I am trying to show the information on the page, that's the reason, and I am trying to set some value inside the class. That is the reason I got set and getter methods. Okay, for this variable so that I can use this name on my page, and I can set some values also to this. Coming down
Bro,
to
what is
the
get?
hmm?
Tell me about get and set.
Yeah, so if you want to get the information, you this is useful, getter is useful. If you want to set some value to the name variable, by default I can use set method. See, generally I can also write some code by opening a brackets here, setter method. Okay, I can write some code to set some value for name. See, all the variables which you're trying to access on the page should have getter and setter method. Okay, see, the variable which I'm trying to access is name. This is the only variable in this page. If I didn't give this, see, if I remove this particular methods, if I give like this, if I'm clicking on save, it shows exception to me because, see, please try to create a get name method. You're trying to get name from the Ajax class and showing it on the page. Okay, so currently I don't have getter method here. See, I can also define like this, public string get name is a method which automatically gets name for that. Okay, but as I am separately setting some values and setting, means getting and assigning, setting some values, I simply give getter and setter methods inside the brackets. Means this name is having is eligible to get and set the values to this name variable. Okay, I am trying to get the value from my VF page. Okay, I'm trying to call, means use this name variable in my VF page, and the data is coming from this class. Okay, let's come back to this page. Okay, um, actually the way how to use this, means how to just you see the code, how to understand the code is, first of all, open the page and see what all the variables are you using, what all the methods are you using. How can you differentiate what is a method and what is a variable? Okay, if you see this page, okay, um, this is apex page controller equal to ajax class. What is this? This is a class. It's not a method, it's not a variable, it's a class, apex class. And cname is a javascript function. Cname1 is a javascript function. Cname is also a javascript function, but it's defined with action function, that is this. See, cname, from the javascript function I'm trying to call ajax function, sorry, action function, the vf action function tag. Okay, and so cname is a function name, but each and every action function, why we use this, if you want to link javascript with apex, the only way is this. Means if I want to use, yeah, there are other ways also. Means if you want to link javascript with, if you want to call some function from javascript, apex method from javascript, what you have to do is you have to call action function with the name, that is cname or xname or anything, and you link the action, you link the method what you want to call from this javascript. That's what I'm doing here. Actually my requirement is I have to call change name apex method which is in ajax class from cname, but I can't do that. That is the reason, from javascript function I'm calling cname action function. This action function is calling cname that is apex method. See, this is called cname. Public void change name. Oh, sorry. What is the method name? Change name. Yeah, yeah. Public void change name equal to good morning. I'm assigning some new value. That is the reason when I'm clicking on this button, it's changing ERM clouds to ERM technologies to good morning. Okay, and there is one more action function, that is uname. When I'm clicking on this uname action function, when I'm calling this action function uname, it automatically calls unchanged name, this apex method inside my Ajax class, which will set value of name equal to ERM technologies. See, that's the reason when I click on change, it changes to good morning. Okay, and when I click on unchange, it changes back to ERM clouds. Why these are not changing, I will tell you. Okay, after changing after some time, because I have some time interval which is doing that. Yeah. So there is output label, that is what you are displaying here. These two are, see, the data what is displaying from here to here, right? That is displayed with this output label. See, when I'm taking my mouse on top of this, what's happening? It's changing the name. Why is that? There is an event called on mouse over. This is an attribute for output label. On mouse over, on mouse click, on mouse up, on key up. On key up is only for input text fields. When you're typing something, when you're keying, when your key is, when you're clicking on that key, it's called key down. When you're removing your finger on that key, it's called key up. Okay. So there are a lot of events on most of the VF tags. You can use that. On mouse over, I'm calling this change name JavaScript function. That is the reason it's calling cname. Okay, cname one. This in turn is calling cname, which is a action function. See, the flow is going from here, it's going to here, it's calling this cname function. Again, it's coming here, action function. I can directly call cname directly here. Why I'm trying to show this much lengthy process? To show you, I can do some JavaScript action on mouse over of this. On mouse over, I did this action, right? And mouse over, I did this JavaScript function. So I can call from Apex, so from VF tag, I can call a JavaScript code. I can show some error messages. I can some validate some data also. Okay. And again from JavaScript code, I can also call VF tags with the action function that in turn will automatically call the Apex method in the backend system, that is in this Ajax class. That is the reason when I'm trying to put my cursor on top of it, it's changing to ERM clouds and it's changing back again. That's the different scenario. Changing from ERM clouds to the good morning is because of cname on mouse over. On mouse out again, I'm changing back to uname. See, when I'm coming here, it's here. When I take back my thing, it again changing back my name to uname. This is one process. Okay. On mouse out, this is also one more event. When you are moving mouse out of that string value, that is this, okay, it automatically calls the other function called uname. What is uname? Uname is action function which is linked with unchanged name. Unchanged name will is a method inside our Apex class which will change name from good morning to ERM technologies. Okay. Finally, the what you're displaying here is inside this output label. See, leave this here and let's talk about the two methods, command buttons that are available here: change name and unchanged name. When you're calling the change name, I'm calling a action function. That simply it's a like save button, save value action equal to the save. Same way you have the custom custom apex method inside our ajax class. Why I can call this change name? Because this change name is a method and it's linked with this ajax inside the ajax class. This ajax class is linked with this page. Then only I can call this change name method which is in ajax class. Otherwise you cannot call the you cannot call the methods which are in different class which are not linked with this current page. Okay, so again if you see one thing, I'm trying to re-render. What is re-render? Re-render means refresh. On doing this function, on changing some value, do this, refresh this part. OL, what is OL? I'll show that to you. OL means output label. See, it's a id. I assign this to output label, id equal to OL. Whenever you are whenever you're calling these two action functions, you're going to refresh only this particular value, not the complete thing. That is the reason you can see OL here. If I am using fm, what is fm? Fm is form. If I'm trying to refresh the form, if I'm clicking on change name, I'm trying to change the complete form. Means the first this value, every value is inside the form tag, form id. That is the reason when I'm clicking on this button, it automatically change all the values at one step. See again, when I'm clicking on unchange, it's only changing things only on this. See, change name, sorry, unchange, it quickly changes this. See, because I'm only changing OL means only this, not the form tag. If I give form here, it automatically change all the three values also. Okay, um got it, the difference between re-render. Okay, why I'm using re-render? Re-render is useful to refresh a component which is assigned with an id. Okay, and coming down to the other two lost labels, right? Output label ol1, I'm printing again name. Okay, and I'm using action support. Okay, when I'm trying to click on this, see it changes it. When I'm see the event called the action support is a means ajax tag in vf pages. Means this is the action tag. When I'm the event is on click, there is no on mouse click, the type of thing is not here in this action support. Simply the attribute name is called event equal to on click, on double click. These are the attribute values. Okay, on double click, on click. Okay, on long press, something like that. Okay, and action, what action I have to perform after clicking on this value? I have to do change name. Means change from ERM clouds to ERM technologies to good morning. Re-render OL1. What is OL1? OL1 is the only OL. This is the only component I am trying to refresh. Okay, that is the reason when I am clicking on this. See, it's changing only this part, not this part, right? See, why it's changing back? I'll re-explain that to you because there is some interval going on here. After 5 interval, after a bit, I can change back to unchanged name. Okay. Again, OL1 is there. Let's come back to OL2. OL2 is this name, last name, ERM Technologies. Again, I'm printing the name here. Under that, I'm using action polar tag. Action polar tag is useful to do some operation after some interval of time. After 5 intervals of time, after, okay, it automatically calls unchange name. That is the reason, and I'm trying to refresh all the FM tag. See, even though if I'm changing these things at once, okay, see, after 5 intervals, it automatically change all the names to ERM Flow Technologies. Why it is doing that? My action polar tag is here. This is the independent tag, which is not related to any other thing. It automatically refresh the value, means actually it automatically calls this function unchanged name, means when a value is changed from ERM clouds to good morning. Now if you click on unchanged name at that point, okay, it calls. See, no matter this action polar function will generally call every 5 interval of time, it generally call unchanged name. Currently it's calling unchanged name only, but it's already ARM cloud technologies. There's no change in value. But when I'm clicking on this, now the unchanged name value will apply. Unchanged name value will assign ERM technologies to good morning. That is the reason I am seeing good morning after 5 intervals of time. Got it? So in this explanation, you can see the action support tag, action polar tag, and action functions tags. These are the complex tags which you might feel some difficulty in understanding from component reference. Okay, and so why I mean here I'm rendering the complete form. That is the reason I use fm id here. That is form. If I'm using the refreshing the complete form, it automatically updates all the values. But in this scenario, I'm only updating only OL1. Otherwise, if I'm using form tag here, it automatically updates all the things on click of this value. After 5 intervals, it again change back to ERM Cloud Technologies. That is because of this action polar tag. Okay. If you want to quickly change it back, you just click on unchange. It does quick changes. See, I'm trying to update the current value or the complete page values also with form tag. You know how to use re-render tag, okay, and actions, events, and uh, on most of all these events and IDs, calling that right. So this example will help a lot on that.
Uh, Bro, can you explain me the flow initially? Can you go a little up?
It'll
Yeah, the flow from script to the Apex action functions.
yeah. See, I'm not calling directly from CNAME. See, so what happens is CNAME one is calling from. When are you calling CNAME1? Only when you are trying to click on, sorry, only when you are bringing your mouse to this. Then I'm trying to call on mouse over. I'm calling CNAME1, means I'm calling this JavaScript function on mouse over. In this JavaScript function is not doing anything. Or else I can even show that to you. I'm using alert message here. Clicking on save. You can only show alert message only when you are trying to bring your mouse on top of this. See, I got hello message. Okay, I'm clicking on OK. When I'm showing this alert message, the system will become a little slow because there is some time frame right for showing alert message. After clicking on OK, it has to go back there, and again the CNAME will be called. That is the reason again it will. What is CNAME? CNAME is a action function, because if I'm using lname here, I have to use lname here. Got it? Do you got how we are linking from JavaScript to this? See what's happening. Just if I'm clicking on this, hello. See, it's changing back to good morning now. See, there is some time lag after enabling this alert message. I can same thing I'm explaining now. See, right
Bro, where is the uname function? I can't see any uname function.
here. Uname is a
Yeah,
actually I no need to call cname one. I can directly call cname here. That will is linked to this action function. Okay. Why I am calling cname one is to show you how we can call JavaScript from output means output label or any other thing. Okay.
Okay.
And
So instead of JavaScript, we can directly give
yeah,
CNAME here, no?
on mouse over I can directly give CNAME. That is, I can call from 13th line. I can call 11th line also.
Yeah, then there is no need of JavaScript in
Yeah,
this
there's no
program.
need of JavaScript. See, this example I'm trying to show you. So there's no
Okay.
sometimes I just trying to show you. Hey, there is an option to call from here to here, and this in turn will call this also.
And this action change name and unchanged name we defined in the Ajax class, right?
Yeah, the change name, unchanged name. You can click on this, and you can see the change name function and unchanged name function. See what's
Okay.
happening when I'm clicking on change name? It's actually by default. So the class name is Ajax class, right?
Yeah.
There is a method name with the same name of the class name. It's called constructor class.
Okay.
So this is called constructor class. Whenever you are calling this page, it automatically calls this particular class, right?
Okay.
And that when you are trying to call this class, the default method it opens, the default method which runs is the Ajax class.
Okay.
The constructor class will automatically run when you are calling that class. Okay,
Okay.
that is the reason by default when I'm opening this page, I got ERM technologies, ERM technologies, ERM technologies everywhere because
Bro,
of this line.
I can't
Because of
understand the syntax of Ajax class.
what?
I don't know the syntax of Ajax class.
Can you,
What syntax?
you can see in the screen, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how you form this.
Yeah, I will explain that. That's the other topic. That's Apex part. But this
Yeah.
class, you have to worry about the action function tags and how we are calling that.
I, Please open the Ajax page once.
Yeah.
Uh, what's come down on what's the action polar? I got it. You said that if you use the action polar, it will perform a action after given interval. And
Right.
what's the action support?
See, action support tag. See, I'm currently supporting this name. When I'm clicking on this, I'm doing some action.
Okay.
So it generally adds asynchronous support to some any component. Okay, now
Okay.
I'm adding asynchronous support to this OL means output label component.
So the action support tag has on click attribute, right?
Yeah,
Event
no, it's
attribute.
not on click attribute. Attribute name is called event. The
Event.
value name is called on click. So earlier, if you
Okay.
see our output label, that's a different event. On mouse over
Okay.
is also attribute.
Okay.
Inside that, I can call some JavaScript code or some action functions directly from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on output label, we don't have event attribute for output label.
No, we don't have event attribute. So what is on mouse over? On mouse is also event.
Okay.
See here, um, on mouse over is event directly. So
Okay.
here, see, combining this event equal to on click, it's equal to this. But here the
Okay.
advanced thing here is you are also assigning some.
A function.
You are assigning some function here. You are not assigning some function. It's defining. Hey, when event equal to on click, you do this action. That's I'm simply assigning that. But
It's
here
simply through action you are assigning a function only, no?
through action, yes, this is not the JavaScript action. This is JavaScript action. So
Okay.
this is JavaScript function.
Yeah.
This is Apex method.
Yeah.
There is a difference between this and this, right?
Bro, instead of using cname or cname one, can't we give directly mouse over is equal to change name?
No, I can't give that.
Why?
So from this event, I can only call JavaScript events. So on mouse over, so I think on mouse over event is only useful. Just click on component reference. I have to explore this. Okay, just
Mouse over event is only useful to call a function.
I'm just trying out. Okay, give me a second. The problem here is this page. I can see some error, it seems. Yeah. See, there is no unknown property. Ajax class dot change name.
Okay. I think mouse over event only accepts a function.
Now also it will throw error. Change name. I think I'm clicking on change. No, that's all. That was that. One second. One second. Give me a second.
Yeah.
See, it's not happening, right? See, when I click on this button, this is a different thing. Don't worry about that. On mouse
Yeah.
over, I'm just calling change name. See, when I'm coming
Yeah.
here,
It's not happening.
there's no method called change name here.
Yeah.
You can only call JavaScript methods from mouse over events output label. I can also call these things even on the fields also. When you go any field like output text fields or things, you can use mouse over events there also. Being that's the reason I'm asking to see the attributes in detailed way.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
So as I'm saying, I also did not use all the attributes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have option to use only few things. So all the time you have to explore. You just search whenever I'm developing anything. See, if I click on this, it automatically show all the possible attributes. If
Okay,
your
bro.
requirement is something, you can just on double click is that I can directly use this. On focus, yes, I can directly use this also.
Okay.
On focus, I can call some event, and that event is in turn I can call some action function, which is indirectly calls my apex method.
Okay.
On key down, see, these are all options available on command button,
Okay.
right? So same way you can explore for each and every tag. Coming down to
Okay.
the action support tag, you were say I don't have mouse on mouse over mouse event. See, I got only the event. Why I'm not seeing event is because event is already added here. That is the reason I can't add two times the same
Yeah.
attribute. If I want to add two functions for the same attribute, yes, I can use um, means semicolon, and now I can call one more function also, one more JavaScript function from that. But I cannot use two attributes, same attributes at the same time. That's the reason it's not showing here.
Yeah.
But here in coming to the action support tag, I have on before DOM update, on complete, on submit, on rendered equal to true or false. When whether it should render or not, re-render the some other component, okay, status and timeout. So this support this thing will time out after 5 intervals of time like that. You can give some integer value,
Okay.
similarly like the interval thing. Anyway,
Bro,
I think
what you want me to do for this 1 hour?